like growing up in your community?
Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Terrible.
What is the difference between the community and now and before?
It's a little better now.
How would you like to see change in your community?
That's kind of a tough question.
Do you feel safe in your community?
Of course.
Are people,
Sorry.
huh? Are people staying in the community or moving out? Okay.
Did he answer that one?
Are people staying in their community or moving out?
Well, the old is moving out, new moving in. That's about the best I could answer that.
Have violence increased or decreased in the last 5 years?
Very little.
Do you think we need more schools and churches?
You need you need more schools.
In churches.
You need more schools than you do churches.
Do you feel like we need to come together more in the community?
Yeah, you should.
So,
It makes things much better.
so if we're like editing that footage, we won't know what he's talking about. So maybe like asking follow-up questions. So like if he says, you know, it's like where he grew up was terrible, you could say like, why was it terrible?
Okay.
Exactly.
So why was it terrible?
Well, in order to really answer, like I said a while ago, in order to really answer that question, you would have to be in this neighborhood. So therefore, you know,
Why do you see a lot of changes? Do you see a lot of changes in your community?
over the last 5 years, a lot of changes.
But what kind of changes?
It's changed for the better.
Can you give us any
What was it
examples?
like before on 63rd Street? Going down 63rd Street.
A lot of gang banging.
But you mean at a certain time.
Yeah, like that time.
Huh?
In time.
And
Before.
before,
Yeah.
When they were building
Before, yeah,
stuff.
when they was building stuff, when it was stuff all down 63rd. Like, how was it?
oh, that was nice in those days.
Before, did you feel like safe in your community?
Yeah,
How do you feel now?
same thing. I still feel safe.
Um, why do you think that we need more schools?
Don't you read the papers?
Why not a lot of churches?
Can you tell us about it?
Huh?
We don't read the papers.
Don't read the papers. Don't you read the papers? You see what's going on every Friday and Saturday night?
What's going on?
Huh?
What's going on?
Just I say you got to read the paper to see this. You know,
Do you think
60-some shootings in one night. What do you think?
And you think that's connected to the lack of schools?
And you know, to be honest, and answer the thing all in one time. If you don't teach your kid nothing, he knows nothing, right? You don't have a young folks problem. You got old folks problem. They don't teach these kids nothing.
Do you think if the schools have more activities and like schools and churches have more activities, you think the gang violence will like go away?
It would go away, but nobody's getting involved.
What if they put like more jobs out for the kids so they can stay off the streets? Do you think that helps?
That would help to a certain extent.
I don't have no questions.
Oh, you go. No, you go. Because I already went.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to see, like, what made you?
Oh, you go. What
Yeah, what
made
made you do the garden?
Huh? Because I was trained that from childhood up.
It's like, how long you been growing the garden?
About 50 years.
So, I want to. This is nothing, no reflection on you. I just want to tell them, like, if you could ask him to repeat the question and the answer. So, if he says about 50 years, people watching that video won't know what he's talking about. So you
When you
need to.
say 50 years, that means you're saying from since when you was younger to
I,
older?
I was raised up on a tobacco farm. I've been gardening all my life. That's what brought it about.
Do anybody have questions?
I mean, I could ask you a question like, where were you raised?
Kentucky.
And just to make this difficult, can you answer the question with repeating? You know, so like I was raised in Kentucky. Does that make sense? So,
I mean, like you say, when you repeat, what do you mean?
I mean, like if I ask you where were you raised, then you can repeat the question and the answer. I was raised in Kentucky.
Yeah, like I was raised in Georgetown, Kentucky, on the tobacco farm.
When did you move in the Woodlawn?
I think it was in 1962.
Do you have family up here?
All my family's in Kentucky.
So what made you move here?
Just a young kid, curious.
What's your first job?
Wrigley's Gum. 35th and Ashland.
So like, how long you been working on
During that time I was a kid, not long. I moved on to construction.
it? What made you start the construction?
Like I said, young kid, foolish, trying different things.
Do you think that they should give a lot of young people jobs, even though if they're younger, like the age of 15 or 12?
I think all young kids should have some kind of values, you know.
What was your favorite job?
Construction,
Why is that? Why was that your favorite job?
outside all the time. I love it. That's why I'm in the garden.
When you moved up here, was it like a lot of white folks in the neighborhood?
Not that many.
Do you have any kids?
Beg your pardon?
Do you have any kids?
I have 5.
Like, if they grown up.
Well, you figure I'm 68 years old. You know they're grown.
Do they like to put a lot of stuff too, like how you?
Yeah, that's it. I train them. Like to garden, hunt, fish, you know.
So how did they turn out? Are they doing? How are they doing?
You want the truth?
Yeah.
All of them turned out fine, but one.
Like, how do you feel about the violence in Chicago?
No, nobody likes that, brother.
Do you feel like that that all like everybody should like come together as one?
That's the only way we're going to survive. If we don't come together, there's no hope.
Do you think that somebody should like stand up to be a leader?
Yeah, you need a leader as long as you don't, as long as you stay out of politics. If he's in the politics, you can forget it.
Do you think violence is up because of still of the racism?
No. It's changing now.
How is it changing?
Huh?
How is the violence changing?
From your point of view, how is it?
Like 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, you couldn't walk for the hookers and stuff standing on these corners.
Do you think it's gonna stop or it's gonna keep going?
It's going to slow down. But you're never going to stop it. It's just going to slow down.
Is that? Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.